I'm Michele Hemphill. I'm with Villa Springfield Health and Rehabilitation Center, and I decided to partner with some community leaders during this pandemic, since we can't see each other, do a couple of videos to let you know how they're doing, what's going on with the business, when things are going to open up if we know, and procedures and things like that. First thing I have to say is Maureen Fagans and I, she's the director of United Senior Services, are 6 feet apart. So we can take our masks off according to the CDC and the Ohio Department of Health and our health department. So we're following the guidelines that way. I don't want you to think that we're doing something we shouldn't be doing. So Maureen, welcome.
Thank you. I appreciate the opportunity to
Absolutely,
talk about this.
absolutely. United Senior Services is a huge asset for our community. I thank you and your staff for everything you do. Tell me a little bit about what's been going on. You haven't shut down, but you're not open to the public.
That's exactly right. So you're aware, but not everybody is aware, that United Senior Services, the bulk of our budget and our mission is focused on in-home services. So it's Meals on Wheels,
Right.
Medical transportation, homemaker services, and personal care services. And those are all deemed essential during this pandemic. And so those continue, and they have continued even since we've gotten the shutdown order. The shutdown or the closure order was specific to our centers, our activity centers, where people congregate.
And visit and hang out.
That's right. And so that's what the closure for us included.
Sure.
So, the rest of our business is still completely functioning and in fact, in some cases, has grown as
Wow.
a result of the pandemic, especially meals program. And new to us is grocery delivery. We have about 60 people that we're doing grocery shopping
That's
for now.
fantastic.
And that's brand new, and we've done
Yeah.
that just by word of mouth
And what a huge need there is.
There is, and people are taking this seriously, as they should.
Right.
As a county, we continue to see new cases every day.
I know, it's unreal, we do.
Yeah.
And it's more and more every day, unfortunately.
That's right.
And so the Meals on Wheels and your grocery service and that kind of stuff, these are usually seniors or couples who really don't have anybody else.
That's right.
And they don't have a way to get their meals or those type of things, right?
That's correct, yes, they're homebound, so
Mhm.
that means they have some limitation. It might be mobility, they might simply not be able to drive any longer because
Sure.
of eyesight, or it might be some cognitive challenge that just means that they need to stay close to home.
Right.
And they're able to do that because they have these kinds of supports by our agency or by family
Right.
members, and that helps them stay in their own home where they want to be.
Right. And the Meals on Wheels program and your grocery program, are these staff members, are these volunteers, are they both?
This is all staff,
Okay,
yes.
great.
Because we've received some federal grants and
Mhm.
we have compliance
Sure.
requirements,
Sure.
we are now all staffed. These are all staff positions. And what was interesting, we tend to recruit as our staff for these positions, retirees.
Right.
People who want to give back,
Yeah.
aren't really looking for a big payday, maybe they want to buy Christmas or
Sure.
something, and they want something to do during the week that's meaningful.
Well, absolutely.
So we have a lot of people like that who work for us. And because with this pandemic, seniors are a targeted,
Demographic, yes.
That's right. So we gave everybody the opportunity that if they didn't feel safe doing their job, no harm, no foul. They could stay at home and we find somebody else younger,
Sure.
who was able to do it. So not one of our staff wanted to stay at home. They felt very compelled to be able to check on their clients and make
Because
sure
they do
they're-
more than deliver meals.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
That's exactly right. Part of that delivery includes a safety check and just
Sure.
making certain that person who's living alone is all right and has the resources they need. And they are our eyes and ears.
Right.
When something is wrong, they come our staff come back and tell us so that we can have somebody handle whatever that situation might be.
Well, and how wonderful they're all stayed and did it, because they're the ones that are gonna recognize a change.
Yes.
Not somebody new coming in and
That's
out.
right.
I wouldn't know.
That's right.
And, I'm sure they all have their personal protective equipment, their masks and things, right?
That's exactly right. Before we were able to go out into the field,
Mhm.
we had to demonstrate for our local health department that we were following all of the CDC's requirements for personal protective equipment. So our staff are going out with masks, they're wearing gloves, they have bleach wipes that they keep in their car with
Sure.
them so that they can wipe surfaces down between visits. For the Meals on Wheels drivers, they're now knocking on the door and leaving that meal right inside the door, or
Okay, instead of
hanging it on,
going
putting
in.
it on the porch instead of going in. And then
Mhm.
they'll exit, go back to their car and wait and watch, and maybe, and sometimes have a long distance conversation, you know,
Right.
to make certain that the person that they've just delivered to has gotten the meal and is
And,
okay.
and what a wonderful thing that you guys do, because it could be, I'm sure they've run across it where they get there and somebody doesn't answer the door.
Absolutely.
And you have to call someone to come and check on them or
That's absolutely right.
whatever. Otherwise, these people, no one would ever know.
That's exactly right. Yes, we are their daily
Yeah.
safety check.
Right, that's wonderful. Well, tell me about your virtual classes. You know, we all had to think outside the box and try
Yes.
something different.
Yes.
And I've got a list, it looks very inviting, of things you guys are doing.
That's right. And we just launched this. In fact, in May, so it was in April that we started developing what these programs
Mhm.
might be. And we identified one group and asked them if they would participate in a Zoom class. And this was maybe 1 or 2 weeks into the pandemic and the shutdown order, the shelter at home order. I think out of the 40 people we asked, 6 said, "Oh, yes, I could do that." And
Mhm.
everybody else said, "Oh, no."
Well, it's frightening at first.
Yes, I don't think I can do that. So we stayed in touch and we said, well, why don't you, could you ask your son, or could you
Yeah.
ask your grandson or your granddaughter? Is there somebody who could help you to get it set up so that you could participate? Well, they started asking. So initially, people were very reticent to say yes, and they didn't know how they could participate in a
Sure.
computer virtual class. And by the time we were ready to launch the program, we had over 24 people signed up.
Oh, that's fantastic.
So it was really,
Yeah.
and they thoroughly enjoyed it. That was our pilot. They were our pilot. We got a lot of good feedback, and that happened in May, so that by June, we were able to launch or have a roster of about a dozen different classes.
Yeah.
Some exercise classes, a yoga class, as well as other kinds of self-help classes.
Right.
Just fun things too.
Right, and that's fantastic. And thank goodness for Zoom.
Thank goodness for Zoom.
You know, and all the
Zoom
other
and
platforms.
Facebook Live.
Yes.
And, yes, all
All
those
that
different,
stuff.
all of them. And we're here to help. If somebody wants to participate and doesn't know how to get themselves connected,
Mhm.
they can call. We'll walk them through it.
That's
We
great.
will make certain that we offer some assistance
So that they can participate.
Yes.
So, let me ask you, do you know what the plan is yet, or are you like us? You watch Governor DeWine and wait and hear what the day is?
That's right. I'm like you. We watch Governor DeWine at 2
Mhm.
o'clock most
Right.
afternoons to see what he's going to say. I can tell you, as things have reopened, senior centers are still not on that list. And senior centers are toward the end of that
Sure.
list. We're considered the last stage of reopening
Mhm.
because of our population.
Absolutely, it's like Villa Springfield, nursing facilities, they're gonna be some of the last.
Yeah.
Because of the population.
That's right.
You know, you've got to be mindful, and you have to be, careful for the staff, for your staff and for your population, both.
That's exactly right. So, we have, as an organization, we have put a plan in place,
Mhm.
and it's a phased plan, and it's a very slow reopening plan, so that we won't look and feel the same as we did before we shut down, where we're busy all day long
Right.
and lots of activity and conversation going. These are going to be just scheduled classes, and you have to be scheduled in order to be able to have
Participate.
entry into the building.
Yeah,
The other thing that we're doing, because we are so focused and so much of our business is dedicated to helping people who live in their home,
mhm,
we are trying very hard to segregate our department staff so that
Oh.
they won't have any interaction
right,
with members and other staff. We're very concerned that if the more people we let into this building, the greater the
Well,
chance
sure.
for an infection.
yeah,
And if we have an infection, of course, according to guidelines, we'd have to quarantine
right,
for 2 weeks. So we want to be able to demonstrate to the health department that we're already quarantining by department. So
right.
that if we have an infection in one area, we won't have to quarantine
the whole building.
the whole building.
Plus, it'll be easier to contact trace the
Exactly.
people
That's
that were
exactly
here.
right.
And that's what we need. We need the testing, we need the contact
That's right.
tracing, we need all that, so we can get back to some kind of normal, whatever that's gonna be,
That's exactly right.
you know?
We are going to require that people who come into the building wear their masks.
Right.
We're going to
I wish
require,
everybody required it.
well, we require that we take your temperature.
Yeah,
We ask those questions about
Sure.
infection in your family or in your household, and we have to.
right,
That's a
Right.
requirement for us, and so that will be a requirement for anybody who enters our building, including our members.
and I think that's fantastic. You know, people that complain about the TSA at the airport, I think to myself, I'm okay, do what you gotta do to keep us safe.
That's
I
right.
feel the same way about Villa Springfield and about United Senior Services. Do what you have to do to keep everybody safe.
That's right.
And if people know that you're following the guidelines and you're doing what you can, I would be more apt to say, Mom, call them, schedule something, go down there, instead of saying, just stay away from there, I heard they're not doing what they're supposed to be doing.
That's exactly right. And
You
I
know.
think there is a great degree of trust in our community that
Mhm.
if we offer something, that it's,
Right.
that it's safe, you know?
Right.
People do trust us, and so we don't want, we're very mindful of that trust. And we want to
Absolutely.
be very careful and cautious
Right.
in everything we do.
Well, you have such a stellar reputation, you give so much to the community. There are so many programs that you offer. We couldn't get through them all today, but I want to let everybody know that we will be doing this, I'm hoping weekly, and letting you know all the different programs that United Senior Center offers, other than just come down, have a meal, and hang out, or
That's
play
right.
pool, or whatever. Those are important things, and the exercise and all that, but there are so many things, if somebody needed the help, that you guys help with.
That's exactly right. And it's difficult to advertise it, Paul.
Sure.
Because it's not until you're in a situation where you
Mhm.
have a need that you think to
Right.
call us about it. And,
That's right.
chances
don't-
are, it's something we provide.
Exactly, and you don't even know that you could call here for that need,
That's right.
you know, so, I think it's great, and I look forward to getting all the info out to the community, and, I really, really appreciate your help.
Oh,
in
I
doing
appreciate
this.
this opportunity.
Good,
I really
good.
do. Thank
I'm
you.
glad, I'm
Yeah.
glad. If you have any questions, do you have a number they can call?
Absolutely. 937-323-4948.
Great.
Monday through Friday.
Good, give them a call, and I'm sure they'll answer anything that you have. Again, I want to thank Maureen, and I'm Michele Hemphill with Villa Springfield. Until we see you next time,